I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Gina and the staff at Nassau Coliseum for accommodating us today in the site where our wall right behind us will reflect all the inductees over this will be our 5th induction. And it's coming up really nice. We plan on having that done in about a month or two. So again, this is the exact site where we'll be, and more will be said on that. But more so, I just want to thank everybody for coming today, because I can't tell you what a great honor it is to be able to be on an end of this, where I get an opportunity after the committees, and they're secret committees, we have no idea who's on them, they feed back to us, and we get who's in there. And then I start getting the bios and getting to read them and to see, you know, what everybody has accomplished over their careers in athletics in Nassau County. It wasn't remiss when this Hall of Fame was started 5 years ago. My name is Dominic Volpes. I'm the Assistant Executive Director. Any literature that you have that starts coming in, feel free at any time to give me a call, okay, at the office if you're uncertain when the tickets come out. It's all, you know, one step at a time. I know your families are going to be bugging you about tickets and all that stuff, but we'll get that through. Any questions you may have, just feel free. Today, enjoy, sit back. I'd like to bring up Pat Pizzarelli, our Executive Director. Thank you.
Good morning. It's wonderful to be here this morning. You know, when we started this 5 years ago, we never envisioned how big this was going to be. But each year, each class gets bigger and better. And this year we have 34 deserving individuals going into our Hall of Fame. And what's special about this Hall of Fame, and is different than all the other Hall of Fames on Long Island at least, this is for people, what they've done for our high school athletes in Nassau County, period. We don't have these guys like, for instance, who's a good friend of mine, Marty Lyons is in the Suffolk County Hall of Fame. Marty Lyons never did anything in Suffolk County high school athletics, but he's a name, so they put him in the Hall of Fame. The individuals here today, you've serviced our kids, so I thank you for that. And, you know, it's been great. And I'm a product of Nassau County. I lived here all my life. I love Nassau County. I retired from Lawrence Public Schools as the athletic director there and the assistant superintendent. I was there 25 years. Now I'm working in Section 8 office as the executive director. And we're helping kids, and that's what it's about. And that's what athletics does. That's why we all went into this business to begin with. So you should be proud. The individuals going in, be proud of what you've done. And I thank you, and the dinner is going to be a great night. We're changing the format a little bit to make it even more enjoyable. Hopefully it's going to work out the way we envision it, which sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. But before I go on, you know, I don't do this alone. You know, you met Dom. You know, I can't do anything in my job or with this without Dom Volpes. He has been such a gift to me. Dom and I both retired around the same time from high school sports, and we both were hired as a team to take over Section 8. And I think it's been going pretty well. At least we didn't think so. We haven't heard too many complaints, so we'll leave it at that. But I also have a committee, you know, an advisory committee, and Dom and I are on it, but the other gentlemen are on it too. I'd like to right now recognize Mr. Carl Reuter, who is one of our honorees today also. He's on our committee. Mr. Tom O'Connor, he's on our committee. He's a football official for many years. Mr. Joe Cairo, who's sitting in the back, you know, who's actually an honoree this year, and he's on our committee. And I can't say enough about Joe. Joe is the reason why we've got this done, okay? You need something done, you call Joe Cairo, and that's what I did, you know? But not with us, I don't see them yet, but they may show up, is Dawn Cerrone, the athletic director of Garden City, is also on our advisory committee, and Chris Cerruti from Carl Place is on our advisory committee. So, and again, like Dom said, we start out with nominations. Someone has to nominate, okay, a person for this honor. Then it goes to a screening committee. And the screening committee is about 12 people, and it's basically active or recently retired athletic administrators in Nassau County. From there, they push forward the people they think that should go to the selection committee, and that's a blind selection committee. We follow the state process, and they rank the people how they feel they should fit, you know, in. And this year, there was just a lot of you getting in, so, and it's great. And, you know, the last few years, we've had about 600 people to dinner. I think we're going to go over that number this year, so it's going to be a great night. But without further ado, you don't need to listen to me. I'm going to ask Tom O'Connor to do our first introduction, and he's going to come up and introduce the first person. Come on up, Tommy.
Good morning. It'll be short and sweet. Congratulations. Well-deserved honor. And your night in September will be one you'll always carry with you. Mine was the second inductees that were entered into the hall, and that night was very, very special. It's amazing what your life is, and then you sit there and you hear it come back to you, and you just sit there and smile. It's a tremendous, tremendous honor. Again, congratulations. And with that, I'm going to introduce you to one of your inductees. He's the voice of Nassau County sports. He's also the voice of the Hall of Fame, and that's my good friend, Carl Reuter.
Thank you, Tom. It is indeed a pleasure to be here, as Pat and Tom have said. 5 years now. This will be our 5th dinner on Wednesday, September the 25th. I remember we were all sitting and gathering around for just trying to put the first one together, and here we are 5 years later with this one. It's going to be probably the biggest and maybe the best. As Pat said, we're going to have a lot of people there. There are a lot of people that I can thank, but I can't take up time because nobody's really allowed to make speeches, but they know who they are. There are a lot of people here that I'm going in with into this Hall of Fame that were instrumental because they gave me access and everything that I needed to do my job, whether it was Cablevision's Long Island Sports Network, whether it was News 12 Long Island, and then, of course, MSG Varsity years later. So, in fact, a lot of them are here today, and I'm going to read you the names of the people that are going in. I'm not going to read the profiles. We'll do that at the dinner, and they'll be extensive, and we'll let everybody know exactly what these people did. Now, excuse me, because I didn't bring my glasses, because I thought Pat was going to do all of this, but he said he didn't bring his glasses either. So let's start, and I guess they're all alphabetical in this program, and he's one of the first guys I ever met when I started out as a trailblazer. Buddy Krumanacher, who's already in the Hall of Fame, was working at Hempstead High School, but there wasn't a better coach. Ted Adams, you here? Put your hand up. Ted Adams, Hempstead High School. Alice Jean Orton Hodge is next up. Then we have Bill Ashley, great football coach at Freeport. John Bauman from Cary High School, great baseball coach, was the Section 8 coordinator for many years. John Bauman's Cary teams could never beat my Wantor teams when we beat them at baseball all the time. I had to mention that. Pat has already introduced Joseph Cairo. He's here. One of the nicest people you'll ever have met, former athletic director, basketball coach over at Carl Place. Where's Jimmy Colligan? Right here, Jimmy Colligan. Courtney Cornwall, who I knew a little bit about, a great, great track star, and boy, if you read his bio, he tore it up in track and field. George, I've never met you. Is it Dugalonsky? Great wrestling coach? Where is he? There he is. Bill Dumpson, another great name going into the Hall of Fame, along with Bill Erb, great swimmer over the years. Jessica Fasci Gallo will be going into the Hall of Fame. A man I never had the privilege of meeting, but I only heard great stories about him, has an award named after him at the Nassau County football dinner, the great and late Bruce Gerke. Family's here. Family, is the family here? Please, all right, acknowledge the Gerke family. Unbelievable what they did for student athletes of Nassau County. Ronnie Heller, one of the best that we've ever seen out of Farmingdale. He was a great wrestler, and boy, he put a lot of time in on the football field for Coach Don Snyder, and what a great career he had in the NFL. Let me see here. Jill Rose Januski Kroll. I hope I got that name right. I didn't do my homework because I didn't think I was doing this, but I'll get it right for the dinner. Promise you. Jack Cayley, when you talk about lacrosse. Is Jack here? There's Jack. Bob, I won't tell him the story that you and I will share for the rest of our lives. The former athletic director, Section 8 basketball coordinator, Hicksville High School, Herricks. Bob Kenny's here. He's smiling because he knows the story. I can't tell. I saw him walk in, coming down the escalator. Where's that Freeport basketball cap? Is Ernie Kite here? Yeah, there's Ernie Kite, Freeport Red Devils girls basketball coach, a gentleman beyond being a gentleman. And I won't forget Linda Hendrickson, who was your longtime assistant coach, who you always gave credit to. That's one of the reasons you're going in, Ernie Kite. Paul Langford, a great football player at Farmingdale High School for Coach Snyder, had a great career with the Miami Dolphins. He's going in as well. Bethany Lamley Lesueur, as good a basketball player that Nassau County out of Garden City. She could play with anybody at any time. Congratulations to Bethany. Paul Limmer is Paul here? There's Paul right here, going in. Coach 3 sports at East Rock, Joe Loris. Is Joe around, Dom? There he is, there's Joe. Got your East Rock tie on, Joe. I'll tell you, you could put him in as a coach, you could have put him in as a player. Let's put him in as both, who cares? Alan Lowe, longtime great coach at Manhasset High School and an unbelievable player at Hempstead High School. I think he still has the record for 12 goals in one game, Alan Lowe at Hempstead. Unbelievable. Heather McAdam Pamillo. There's Heather, okay. This is getting hard. Gerald McHugh. Now, I've never met Gerald. Is anybody here from the McHugh family? All right. Brianne Nasty. Great softball player. When you read the numbers that she put up on the diamond, you would think that she might have been the Babe Ruth of softball in Nassau County history. Gloria O'Connor. I saw Gloria. Here she is. Jimmy Colligan said the coach of coaches, so I'm going to go with what Jimmy Colligan said. Great player in high school, great player at Princeton, played for Pete Carrill at a Great Neck North High School. Billy Olmochenko. Billy around? Well, I've known this guy for a long time. He better play my nephew this year. Seaford football coach, Rob Rapal. Where's Rob? I'm not going to read my name. Another great guy. I had the privilege of working with him. He did a lot of color on lacrosse games with me, both in high school and on the college level. Bob Rule won a national championship after Manhasset, went to Cornell, in fact, won 2 national championships at Cornell as a starting goalie on the lacrosse team, and he was the backup goalie to Ken Dryden when Cornell won the NCAA hockey championships. That's Bob Rule. Carmine Verdi. Carmine's right here. Christy Welsh, tremendous soccer player, was the National Gatorade Player of the Year when she was running up and down the field for Massapequa High School. Miss this guy a whole lot, and every time it's a crazy story, but anytime I drive past this high school, I give a little salute because Hank Williams was an unbelievable person, former basketball coach, won state championships. Hank was a great guy, later became the Section 8 basketball coordinator. So give a round of applause, please, for the late, great Hank Williams. And it's going to be great because the Williams brothers are going in together. One of the most outstanding athletes Nassau County has ever seen. Wandy Williams will be going in with his late brother, Hank. So that's this year's class. There might be a couple of surprises that we can tell you about at the dinner. But for now, I'm going to give it back, I guess, to Mr. Pizzarelli. You want to wrap something up here? Do you need your glasses for that?
Probably.
Again, congratulations to everybody that's going in. And again, we hope to see everybody at the dinner. And again, I'm going to thank everybody, all the coaches that were here. Thank you so much, coaches, athletic directors, administrators, for allowing me the access that I needed to do the story. Because once again, high school sports is the most pure form of sports, and we're all about the kids. That's the only reason we're here. We're here for kids. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. Well done as usual. That's why Carl does the speaking at these things, because he's a pro. But once again, I'd like to congratulate everyone. If, like Dom said earlier, if you have any questions about anything, please call our office. And if we don't have the answer, we'll get the answer, or we'll make it up, one or the other, because Bob told me how to do that. Bob Kenny, who I learned this business from. But enjoy it. You know, be proud of, you know, what you guys all have accomplished, because you deserve the recognition that you're going to receive. And, you know, for the families of, you know, people that aren't with us anymore, be proud. I know you already are, but just one more thing, be proud of your dad or whomever. And thank you for making the trip out here. This is a low-key day. I think Newsday's here somewhere. Is Newsday? Yeah, he's right here. If you want to talk to anyone, just grab him as we end up. And anyone have any questions right now while you're sitting here? I'm going to be around, and Dom's going to be around for a few minutes. If you have a question, just grab us. And the tickets will go on sale probably in June. And we try to do everything online, okay? Because we don't like to handle cash in these days. So, and you can order. You want to order 100 tickets, you can. As long as you pay for them, it's fine. But we're looking for, the dinner is a really great night. And let me tell you how we're changing the dinner. We're going to try something different. Dom, that's what we did that, right? We made the change? Okay, each year we start with a cocktail hour. Of course, we have alcohol because you need to have some libation at these things. So we're going to have a cocktail hour. Hopefully, we're going to make it a little bit extended. Then we're going to go into a different room and sit. You guys, all your honorees will be on a podium, on a raised risers, and we're going to do the presentations there, with the audience watching you in chairs in a different room. Then we're going to have a dinner, just going to be a social dinner, because one of the complaints we got when we were doing the awards during the dinner, no one could talk to anyone or see some of the other honorees. So we want to change, see if it's better that way. So we're going to try it. It's just going to be like a family getting together to have a holiday meal, basically. So we're going to try it and see how it goes. And if it doesn't go, we'll change it again. So, but again, congratulations. Have a great holiday, since this weekend holiday's coming up. And we'll see everyone in September. But if you have any questions, please call. Thank you very much.